Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem and here is the news. For 649 days, Ukraine defends itself against the forces of the Russian invasion. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky said that Kyiv has received from partners scarce missiles for existing air defense systems and new modern anti-aircraft systems, reports Channel 5. Zelensky said that Ukraine is increasing its own weapons production. For the first time, it has reached the figure of 6 Bogdana self-propelled howitzers per month and plans to increase it. In his evening video address, President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky informed that the International Maritime Organization, which last week removed Russia from its governing bodies, adopted a resolution in support of Ukraine's efforts to restore navigation in the Black Sea and establish a new grain corridor. According to Zelensky, this export corridor has already shown good results. More than 7 million tons of cargo have been transported via it. Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Kubrakov informed that almost 5 million tons out of this amount are products of Ukrainian farmers, reports Ekonomichna Pravda. He added that since August 8, 200 ships have passed through the Ukrainian corridor established by the armed forces of Ukraine to leave ports and 226 to enter. Zelensky added that another export route is railway. In November alone, Ukrzaliznytsia, Ukraine's railway operator, transported 14 million tons of cargo. This is a record figure since the beginning of the full-scale war. The head of state said that millions of jobs in Ukraine depend on the export. The British intelligence published a new estimate of the losses of the Russian side in the war in Ukraine, reports NV. In the period from February 24, 2022 to November 2023, according to the report, the official forces of the Ministry of Defense of Russia probably suffered losses from 180 to 240,000 people wounded and about 50,000 killed. The mercenaries of Wagner's group probably suffered losses of 40,000 wounded and 20,000 killed. Thus, in general, the Russian side probably suffered losses from 220,000 to 280,000 wounded and about 70,000 killed. And the total losses of Russian fighters are from 290,000 to 350,000 people. As British analysts have pointed out, even among Russian officials, there is likely to be a low level of understanding of the overall casualty figures due to a long-standing culture of dishonest reporting in the armed forces. As of 4th of December, the General Staff of Ukraine estimates the total combat losses of Russians at about 332,000 people. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family as well as share information on social media. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truth about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Yuri Ignat, spokesman of Ukraine's Air Force, said the German-made Gepard self-propelled anti-aircraft systems have shown the best results in shooting down Russian drones in terms of cost-effectiveness, reports RBK Ukraine. He added that it has a limited range, 4.5 kilometers, to shoot down using ground-based projectiles. Therefore, Ukraine needs more of them, both Gepard systems and their analogs. He also said that in 6 months of attacks on the energy facilities from September 2022 to March 2023, Ukraine shot down 750 cruise missiles, while about 1,100 were launched. Ignat added that Russia currently has 870 missiles of different types. Joe Biden's administration has warned the leaders of the US Congress that the funds allocated to help Ukraine will run out by the end of this year, reports European Pravda. Shalanda Young, director of the US Office of Management and Budget, wrote to the leaders of the Republican and Democratic parties, saying that without congressional action by the end of the year, the US will run out of resources to procure more weapons and equipment for Ukraine and to provide equipment from US military stocks. She stressed that Congress' failure to approve new support would kneecap Ukraine on the battlefield and increase the likelihood of Russian military victories. Yan reminded that the US military aid packages to Ukraine have already become smaller. She added that US support is crucial and cannot be replaced by others. Yan also said that money for Ukraine would benefit the US economy. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just two people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.